The active straight leg raise. What we're going to be looking at here is we're going to be looking at the motion in Janelle's lower body. Essentially, we're going to see core stability, we're going to see flexibility in the hamstring, we're going to see some mobility in the hip. We're not really trying to determine what's wrong, we're just trying to establish a score to determine what exercises we are going to and what we're not going to perform in our workouts. So the way we've got her set up here, this is very easy to mimic at home. You can see I've got the functional movement screen board here underneath Janelle's knees. You could do something like a piece of masking tape will work just fine. I've got a second marker. What I did there is I took Janelle's hip bone, her knee, found the center point, and then we just placed a piece of plastic here that actually comes with the kit, and that is going to be the other marker. What we're looking for is we're looking for how high Janelle can raise each leg. And then we have 3 zones, essentially in front of the board, in between, and then past this marker. Think of it as a score of a 1, a 2, and a 3 is essentially how we're going to score, and then those scores will determine the exercises that we're going to be doing in the workout. Now, to perform the test, we want to make sure that we're only moving one leg, and what I mean by that is it's very common if Janelle's working the left leg that the right leg may spin out in compensation. If that happens, that's where we stop the assessment. We can give her another shot, but if it continues to happen, then it doesn't matter how high this leg goes. As soon as this leg starts compensating, that's going to be where we're going to put our measuring stick, okay? Now, if you're doing this on your own, you obviously are going to need to just kind of ballpark and feel where you're at. If you have a friend, they can just eyeball, grab a broomstick, and see where you're going to score. So let's go ahead and have her do her left leg first. She's going to go ahead and lift that left leg. We're going to make sure that right leg's not compensating. Okay, we worked Janelle pretty hard the other day, so she's a little sore. You can tell she's definitely stiff. So right now, she's just a barely, we're going to give her another shot there because she might get a little motion. Give yourself 2 or 3 shots. She's kind of a 1-2 right now. It might loosen up after a couple of shots. That leg is staying straight. There you go. She's basically right at her knee line right there. We're going to let her shake it out and give it one more time. And she's getting a little bit past that knee line. I tend to, with this one, and we're going to look at her next leg, I tend to be a little bit more strict. The mid-knee line to the second mark, to this marker here, essentially anything in between there is going to be a score of a 2. But when in doubt, score low. If it's really close, like I tend to just actually use this right here, this thicker board, so I go right here being a 2. So you just want to be really cautious because loading this movement pattern in some of the exercises like kettlebell swings and deadlifts can really do some damage if we're not prepared for it. Now we're going to score that left leg as a 1. Right leg, let's take a look and see what the right leg does. Now you can see there's a huge difference. We knew this was coming. She's clearly a 2 on this leg. There's no compensation on the other side. She's clearly a 2. So she's a 1-2. When scoring anything with 2 sides, so the active straight leg raise, since she's a 1-2, okay, we're going to score the lower number, so her score is going to be a 1. She has what's called an asymmetry. We can discuss that in another video, but when we score the test, we're always going to go, if we find an asymmetry, we're going to go with the lower of the 2 scores. So Janelle's active straight leg raise score is going to be a 1. Therefore, right now, she's going to be red lighted for exercises related to the active straight leg raise.